tonight draped their colleagues' day in court as they bore witness to an officer's alleged abuse of power. The grandmother of a teen who was allegedly stabbed by his sister is calling on police to act in this matter. And the Castries Central MP calls for swift tracking and prosecution of people who continue to cause havoc in the city with bomb scares. We have the details of these stories and more coming up.
This is the Hot 7 Nightly News with Lovelace and Amy Joseph.
Good night. It is Thursday, the 17th of October 2019. Welcome to the Hot 7 TV Nightly News on Flow, Channel 117, also being simulcast on Kiss FM. You can also watch via our website. It's www.caribbeanhottv.com or on our free Caribbean Hot FM mobile app. I'm lovely Saint Amy Joseph. Thank you for joining us. The grandmother of a stabbing victim says she is still waiting in vain for her granddaughter to be arrested. She claims that police have failed to get a statement from her and her grandson in relation to the stabbing. The 14-year-old boy was allegedly stabbed by his sister over an argument about missing gold. Alex Williams says she's not taking the stabbing of her grandson lightly, even though in her opinion the law is doing just that. While sibling squabbles are not uncommon and are usually not a grave matter, this one almost ended in fatality. The older female sibling allegedly accused her brother of stealing her gold. The brother, in a previous interview with Hot 7 TV News, said that he vehemently denied the accusation, which enraged his sister and caused her to allegedly stab him. Williams, the grandmother, makes no bones about the fact that she views the matter as attempted murder, but the arrest and charging of her granddaughter is in the hands of the law. Hands which she says have not worked to her satisfaction to bring resolve to this matter.
The police officer was supposed to come to me to get a statement from him. They keep telling me they're coming at 4, they're coming at 4. I have not seen anybody. They said they're going to put things together after taking the report from him, and they will get a warrant out for her arrest. Up to now, nothing is being said. Nothing is being done. I'm not seeing anybody. And it is supposed to be a police case.
According to Williams, the alleged assailant, who left her own brother bloodied, is in hiding.
As we were told that she gave up her children and she's all around the place hiding, because the police have gone to her area and they cannot find her. Well, honestly, when I look at it, the way the child is there, I feel it's jail for that girl to take. You understand? It's jail for her to take because she was willing to kill that child. You understand? If you tell me you went for a first knife, your sister took it from you. You went for a second one, they took it from you. You actually went for a third one that was smaller and you did him that. So it was your intention of killing him.
Williams says her grandson is still experiencing pain but is healing slowly but surely. He will have his stitches removed in about 2 weeks. MP for Castries Central, Sarah Flood-Bobra, is lashing out at people behind the bomb scares that are seemingly on a rise in Castries. Whilst the MP says the work is nothing but mischief, the perpetrators, she says, need to be punished to the fullest extent of the law. Rochelle Gonzalez reports.
The Castries Central MP is sick and tired of the numerous bomb scares which have been crippling the capital over the past few months, and wants to see the perpetrators pay for their crime. Sarah Flood-Bobra spoke out after yet another bomb scare was made on Thursday morning to buildings surrounding Coral and Meekood Street. The act led to a large section of the busy central location being cordoned off for hours well into the afternoon. Flood-Bobra said it is time to make an example of the persons behind the calls.
What is important is that we have the necessary surveillance, so when things like that happen, calls can be tracked. They can be tracked quickly, and if persons are doing this with ill intentions, that they are prosecuted. I think this is what will let persons know that these are very serious issues and they cannot engage in that kind of criminal behavior. So I think it's how it's handled that's important to send a very strong message that this will not be tolerated.
The MP said the act is a real nuisance to the large demographic which it affects.
the unfortunate thing is, once you get a call like that, you can't assume that it's not genuine, authentic. I mean, we have to take every call like this seriously. And I mean, I don't want to speak out of turn. I don't know at what stage the investigation is, so I don't want to make a comment, because I mean, we do live in a world where there are bomb threats and scares that are in fact carried out. So I don't want to say too much about it without knowing exactly what it is all about, but hopefully the police will investigate it and we will get a proper statement. But the idea is hopefully everybody's safe. That's what we want to make sure in times like that.
Bobra said she also fully supports the naming and shaming of the perpetrators behind the calls.
Well, I think it should. Absolutely. I mean, but we do have, as long as persons have been charged with an offense, it is normal that you say, well, so and so, there's an offense. Of course. I mean, this would not be something that would establish a new precedent. It's something that has been done. If there's a matter in the public interest, a crime has been committed, and it's in the public interest to let the public know what is the result of the outcome of the investigation, of course, certainly. And it needs to be, because if persons do not feel that they will feel the weight of the law coming on them, if they engage in acts like that, persons will feel that they can do it and get away with it.
Police are currently investigating Thursday's incident. Reporting for Hot 7 News, I'm Rochelle Gonzalez.
President of Raise Your Voice St. Lucia, Catherine Seelys, is calling for heads to roll following the assault of a 16-year-old girl at the Bordelais Correctional Facility. Seelys says she does not care to hear about investigations. Instead, she wants immediate action to be taken towards holding someone or people responsible for the atrocity which took place.
Catherine Seelys is up in arms over the recent assault of a teenage girl by 3 male inmates at the Bordelais Correctional Facility, and persons, she said, must pay dearly for such a blunder. The 16-year-old was believed to have been attacked by the men who got to her through a broken-down wall on Sunday the 13th of October. The Raise Your Voice president said the reason why this was able to happen in the first place is because the justice system is broken in St. Lucia.
A 16-year-old who, for all intents and purposes, is a juvenile, the government of St. Lucia has signed on to Convention of the Child. They passed a piece of legislation in November, Child Care and Protection and Adoption Bill, and for all intents and purposes, the child is a juvenile and should not be incarcerated in a prison for adults. I am not understanding how this happened and how the decision was made to put this child in an adult prison with adult people in prison. And then we hear that security protocols has been breached and the child has been raped in a prison under the care of the state. And then you ask yourself, is anybody safe in this country? Because if they can break down prison walls to rape a child who is in prison, who's to say they won't break the prison wall and go out? Who's to say that the prisoners at the Bordelais Correction Facility are secured?
Seelys has demanded answers surrounding the incident and is also demanding swift justice to be brought to all those responsible, from the perpetrator to the powers that be.
I want to put the question to the people who are responsible for child care and protection here, and we're starting with Spider Motutu, who is the Minister of Social Justice. We're starting with Herman Gill Francis, who is the Minister of National Security, responsible for the Bordelais Correctional Facility, and the juvenile process and procedure which governs juvenile offenders. What went wrong, and how did this child find herself in an adult prison to get raped by male prisoners when she's supposed to be in the female section? We need answers. We want to know, and we do not want to be told that an investigation is happening. We've been told investigation has been happening in a number of things, and we're still waiting to this day. We have about 10 pending investigations. So we do not want another pending investigation. We want to find out who and what is responsible. We want the Minister of National Security and the Cabinet of St. Lucia to start doing their jobs and start to fire people, whoever is responsible.
During a Tuesday morning press conference, Bordelais Director Hilary Herman, who was only 5 days into his new post, vowed to restore law and order to the facility, which he said has severely deteriorated in infrastructure and operations. Seelys said he too should be held accountable.
It wasn't very long ago that Hilary Herman was the director of Bordelais. When he left there, did he left there in any condition that he didn't find it as he went back? Bodile Correctional Facility has always had problems and had always been a mess. People are there in a false sense of security, thinking that prisoners and violent prisoners are secured. I don't think this is the case. And we are not interested in Hillary Herman's emotional outbursts. We are interested in Hillary Herman doing what he has to do. We want to know who is responsible. And if he is responsible, he should be fired as well. Being there for 5 days does not negate the fact that he is responsible. He should have done a security audit on the first day he got there. So we are not interested in Hillary Herman's emotional outbursts. We want action.
The Raise Your Voice president said the island has a poor record of protecting children from violence and even death. She said nothing is going to cure the kind of violence and trauma that has been brought onto the victim, in addition to what she has already faced being in jail as a juvenile. Reporting for Hot 7 News, I'm Rochelle Gonzalez.
The strike action, which was taken by drivers of the Vieux-Fort Minibus Association on Wednesday, is over for now. The strike, which left hundreds of commuters along the Vieux-Fort-Castries route stranded for hours, ended after the Commissioner of Police sat down to talk with the President of the National Council on Public Transportation. The Hot 7 News team returned to the scene 1 day later to get an update on the situation.
1 day after drivers of the Vieux-Fort Minibus Association halted their services in solidarity of a colleague whom they say was wrongly arrested, progress is being made. Wednesday's strike left hundreds of commuters along the Vieux-Fort-Castries route stranded for hours, and fellow minibus drivers up in arms, stating that they would not resume their services until their colleague was released from police custody. On Thursday, it was revealed that following a private meeting between the National Council of Public Transportation and the Commissioner of Police, Severin Morchery, an agreement was reached and services were resumed at around 4:30 p.m. on the same day. Vice President of the Southern Minibus Association, Johannes Sammy, said, in the end, the needs of the commuters became a priority.
When we assess this situation, and the commuters need to get home, and we do it, and the service we do to the nation is very important. So actually, in consulting with the commissioner, which promised us that we'll handle the situation, so we decided to operate for at least 30 minutes. But when we started, we say, well, okay, we have started, we take the commissioner to his words, so we continue operation. But actually, the driver did not get released until 9 o'clock in the evening.
Sammy said the incident which caused the strike is nothing new to them. However, justice must be served on this occasion.
Right now, what we want is justice. Okay, because the officers, the police officer, we need them. They're doing a good job, but actually they have to do it the right way. What the police officer did was uncalled for. Uncalled for. It wasn't professional at all.
So when you say the right thing, what is the right thing? What are you looking for?
Actually, right now, what the decision is that the first incident went free. But that one, we plan to go to court.
Meanwhile, bus driver Ian Phillip has expressed frustration over the failure to acknowledge the wrongdoing of the police officer in question. He said the deceit is disrespectful.
What we are hoping to come out of that is justice, because nobody do not want to say that the police is wrong. It's only the driver they are saying that is wrong. So really and truly, we see that the commissioner right now disrespect us, and now we want justice. We are going to court. That's all.
Yesterday you resumed before time.
Yes.
Why?
Because the driver inside called us and tell us that he's been released, and that wasn't true. So it seems that somebody inside make him call us and make us believe that he was out, and that wasn't true. And they dropped him after it. So that's, for us, that is disrespectful.
Phillips said the association has a plan up its sleeve if the powers that be do not handle the matter in a favorable manner. Reporting for Hot 7 News, I'm Rochelle Gonzalez.
This is the Hot 7 TV Nightly News. Still to come, Grosley and Cicero Minibus Association say they are standing in solidarity with Vieux-Fort drivers who are demanding justice after alleged police brutality. Several infrastructure projects have been earmarked for ancillary economies to boost village tourism. And we have all the pomp and ceremony of La Marguerite. Stay with us. We have that and more coming up after the break.